people. I have anxiety. That means I'm in my shell and have a hard time expressing myself. I find it difficult to engage with others. So everyone shut the up because my anxiety is up here right now.
There is a lot of people, especially young Americans, who can relate to Cartman from South Park, who did not let his anxiety affect his robust, shall we say, personality. And while it can be a good thing, we're more open about mental health issues, we've spent billions over the past 15 years trying to coddle and protect every child that gets nervous about algebra. And it probably came from good intentions. Shockingly, but unsurprisingly, the research shows the kids have actually gotten worse. Schools are accommodating student anxiety and making it worse. Some argue that accommodations level the playing field. We agree when they're done right. For example, a student with a reading disorder may need extra time to read written material. Anxiety is different. An accommodation built on avoidance doesn't help a student perform despite their anxiety. It exacerbates the anxiety itself. With us now, Dr. Benjamin J. Lovett, co-author of that op-ed, professor of psychology and education at Columbia's University's Teacher College. Professor, the court has admitted you as an expert, and we're glad to have you. Thank you. Help us understand in layman's terms what you're saying. But as I read it, it's basically we've got to hold kids' hands through adversity rather than try to take the adversity away.
That's a great way of putting it. So we want to provide support, but not accommodation.
Okay. What does that mean, though, for a kid who has meltdown after meltdown over test anxiety?
Yeah, so a lot depends on the details. Most students experience test anxiety at least some of the time, and it doesn't actually prevent them from taking tests. They're still able to participate, so we wouldn't want to accommodate that away. If a student has really severe anxiety symptoms, that's definitely a cause for treatment, but not necessarily for accommodation.
Okay. Is it shocking, then, that we've given accommodations to so many people that suddenly the number of people asking for accommodations goes up?
The numbers are surprising in terms of the raw numbers of students who are requesting and receiving accommodations, often for mental health conditions. And as you say, it's certainly been well-intentioned. In the moment, we all have a compassionate drive to try to help the person reduce their anxiety. Accommodation does that in the short term. It's just in the long term, that's not really a helpful fix.
And the anxiety gets worse.
That's absolutely. So really the accommodation sends the message that you can't handle this and that it is dangerous and that you shouldn't be engaged in it.
Wow. All right. I think about ways to help on this. New study shows reducing social media improves mental health symptoms in young adults. It's hard to imagine that we needed a study to show that. But 1 week detox, 16% drop in anxiety, 24% drop in depression. I guess 1 week, what about 1 month or 1 year?
It's a good question. We can't extrapolate out that way. I wish it were that simple. I thought that the authors were appropriately humble about not overextending or overgeneralizing from their results. But I can tell you, just working a lot with young people who report a lot of anxiety about social media, as you say, it doesn't require a study to tell them to take a step back.
Okay. How much of this is driven by money? You know, the New York Times out with a big piece about how this is, really hurting kids, but follow the money. The more kids who get accommodations, the higher the average test scores. The Wall Street Journal out with the numbers of kids at 3 and 4 years old being prescribed powerful drugs rather than getting therapy or their parents dealing with this at home. How much of this is follow the money?
Well, I think achievement pressure drives money. High achievers often are high earners, and so achievement pressure is probably more of the root cause of what's going on here. And there's appropriate achievement pressure, and there are times when students are under too much pressure. And so having appropriately calibrated expectations is also really helpful.
Well, that is true, and having supportive parents, as I certainly did through the adversities of my youth. Doctor, thank you. There's a lot of kids who are going to be really helped, I think, if you guys keep pushing on this. Happy Thanksgiving.
Likewise, I appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.